Early in the morning, that's right, that's how we do it. You gotta get in your workouts. Kabul's still asleep, go hit the gym. It's about 4-ish a.m., see what it's like here. Hope you had a great workout this morning, fam, right after your Fajr or state of solitude. Always hit the gym first thing in the morning. Get it out of the way. Physiologically, it is best for our bodies, especially when doing intense cardio. By the end of the day, we're exhausted and will sleep like little babies at night. Get fresh bread right here. Back to our road trip. Ready for Panjshir? My first time, probably yours too with me. Do you know what the very word Panjshir means? More fresh bread. 95% is food and 5% is exercise. No matter how hard we exercise, we best watch our mouths. Do you mind posting this on your fridge? Roti is for Mr. and Mrs. Moti. Roti means bread and Moti means clinically obese or fat in Hindi. As Amitabh Bachchan sang, Jiske baby Moti uska to bada naam hai. I love Amitabh. I'm sure you do too. Alright, so let me sum it up what he said. As we know already, Afghanistan is the real holy land of saints and Sufis. Prior to Islam, gurus, monks, and sages preaching their new religion right here in this holy land. There was a road plan to move a well-known saint's shrine here. Every time the bulldozer got closer to the site, it would miraculously shut off. And to make the site more high vibrational, if you have a radio blasting, it'll either turn off or get fried. Which isn't a problem here nowadays, because music is against the law in Afghanistan. But you know people play it on the hush-hush. A pit stop to have a little bit of breakfast. It's still around 8:45 in the morning. Let's see what they have here. As we get closer to the mountains, it gets chillier and chillier. Salam, چطور هستی برادر جان؟ خوب هستی؟ تشکر. انت یخ ندی؟ بانی بکشن شل مردی. Kaçlım bilgi? Bas gelin, nuşican. څنګه مزدار دی ولا پارشه غرونه دي څنګه شایسته منظره ده تاسو کبابونه هم لري چپلی کباب نه لري
دا رقم کوفري دا ډیر فائدہ لري ښه دا رقم دا
شجاع. Made a nice little pit stop over here. And now we're on our way. Panjshir. 5 lines.
Bagram Air Base is this way to the right. Big Bagram Airfield.
Bagram Airfield is the size of a city and built by the Soviets in the 50s. While we Americans were busy building Kandahar Airfield in the south, yes, we've been present in this strategic piece of prime real estate longer than you thought we were. We enjoy fighting our battles in other countries. Therefore, we did the same thing again here like we did in Korea and Vietnam. Communists, the Soviets in the north, while we're in the south. We let the Soviets exhaust themselves here for 10 years, create a civil war, and then we come in. As Isa alayhi salatu wasalam said, peace be upon him, when smacked on one cheek, turn the other cheek, said Jesus Christ, our prophet. Sure, turn the other cheek, but if they try to smack you a third time, you kick that pony so hard, he goes flying through the wall, out of the country, into the cosmos, and back to the donkey or jackass he came from. Here are some of the Soviet tanks left behind. Most of them were sold as scrap metal to neighboring countries. Straight ahead, the road leads towards the north and Badakhshan, where the mines for gems are. We're going to make a right and go towards Panjshir. So now that we're getting closer and closer to Ahmad Shah Massoud's home, let's give a little briefing about what happened 2 days before 9/11, shall we? Nicknamed by Afghans as the Lion of Panjshir, he was supported by both the Military Intelligence Section 6 of the UK and our Central Intelligence Agency, until he had done his work by defeating the Soviets and now was disposable. After defeating the Soviets, he insisted on help from MI6, the CIA, and all its leaders. But of course, they abandoned him, letting him fight a civil war on his own. He formed the Northern Alliance, fighting other parties from here until his last days. Much of the destruction in Kabul wasn't caused by the decade of Soviet war, but by these Afghan parties bombing one another. So, 2 days before 9/11, we sent a suicide bomber here to Panjshir disguised as a journalist to cut off the lion's head so all the parties may scatter like little sheep. The lion of Panjshir survived the initial explosion and was rushed to Tajikistan, but unfortunately lost his life en route. Since we're on the same subject matter, did you know that the speech or script which Georgi delivered after the towers fell was very similar to the one that Hitler delivered after a German city was bombed? Guess who bombed the German city? That's right, little Adolf himself. Give him a reason to counterattack. By no means are we stating that we shut down our towers numerous times and placed detonators all throughout the buildings prior to 9/11. By no means are we stating that a handful of people who we won't mention didn't show up to work on that very morning of September 11, 2001. By no means are we stating that Silverstein, who owned the Twin Towers, had no full coverage insurance on his buildings. And guess what he did? Guess what he did? 6 months before the towers fell, he put full coverage insurance on both his buildings. And now you want to hold on to innocent Afghan money to give it out to 9/11 victims. You make us laugh. God bless you all. Now back to the land of the great line of Panjshir Valley, who was named after King Ahmad Shah Baba Durrani. That's right, Massoud is a pseudonym which he acquired in 1974 when he got into politics. The Wall Street Journal referred to Massoud as the Afghan who won the Cold War. India and France have both named roads after him. And guess what? I just heard that Massoud's son is trying to overthrow the current government all the way from Central Asia. And someone else told me that the Zionists are trying to get back into the country, so they'll say that Ahmad Shah Massoud's son overthrew the current government. Hey, listen, I'm not much into politics. I just like to travel. So let's go check out this gem auction, which took us more than a half a day's journey. This guy right here is the auctioneer. He he did some bidding over there. He does the auctioning off. چند سال اینجاست؟
2 سال میشه 2 سال.
شده مینوده وریزه مینوته
خب مردمی شه رایگیری مردم مرد
شکل دیر اطولیه و دیر This guy's been an auctioneer for over 2 years. He's not only an auctioneer but goes out to all the mines collecting gems before anyone claims them. The mines are rented for a period of time from the government. Any gems discovered and collected must be claimed to the government first, then auctioned off. I said to my host here, this is the guy we need. Maybe he can find us a healing stone to cure all kind of diseases, especially cancer. Did you know that in the state of California, you couldn't say cancer and cure in the same sentence if you're a doctor? Perhaps its healing powers can even cure the afflicted, cursed, and satanic worshippers of the world, running for power nowadays. Diamonds listed though.
Diamonds.
Yeah, wow.
Almost نگنسته اینجا.
نه اینجا فقط زمرد.
Are there any diamonds here? Nope, none here, he said. We have lots of emeralds, rubies, sapphire, and spinel.
چیزا از لال از یاقوت زبرجد از اسپینال از بسیار دانه بود ذات دبر افغان. I'm gonna go ahead and have lunch here. Everyone has like a gas tank with them around here. I'm gonna go ahead and ground myself, hold on to the tree, sit on a rock.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله أو كلام خلص
خوان بگورم خوان بگورم دا توت پتسوجی دا پتسوجی دا په نیم سر ماته نه ها We did some really good shopping. got feta cheese. We got butter. Look at this, grass-fed, grass-finished. This is good butter. Butter is very good.
Now our final stop for the best sher yakh in all of Afghanistan.
This is Jan Agha Parwani. Assalamu alaikum, Jan Agha. Assalamu alaikum, Jan Agha.
میگه اول گفته که مثال چیزی فصل که است میگه که دمی
More sweets.
هذا شرياخ
Shariakhli.
Hope you really enjoyed our journey to Panjshir. Be sure to tune back in where we'll check out the antique and jewelry shops of Kabul in the next video.
من بای فورو رو ماسوس که اول چیزی داره